I hear a lot of small business owners wanting to know how they're able to get that quality work life balance. But I hear not so many of them ask about how they do that for their teams, and you see a lot of horror stories on the social media about employers that are taking advantage, or so to speak, or abuse, or asking too much of their team. And so, I'd like to talk about how to encourage a healthy work-life balance for your employees. Employees get frustrated, or employers get frustrated when they're short-staffed and they're seeing decreased employee productivity. The reality is that an employee's work and personal life, the balance between the two, is a big factor in this. And work and personal life, they're connected and they impact each other. When someone has a terrible home life situation, you can see it reflected at what's going on at work, and the same when the work situation becomes not what they signed up for, or they're being asked to do too much too often. It affects their personal life, and it creates a vicious cycle. So let's look about how to get that healthy balance between work and life. And so, because when you can't fix this, what you're going to see is you're going to have a high employee turnover, which costs a lot of money, a lot of time, and your customers will start to notice. You'll see that there's decreased productivity from your employees as this situation continues to get worse, and it becomes the work situation becomes dissatisfying for everybody. It's dissatisfying for the employees, and it's dissatisfying for you as the employer. Now, we're able to get this good balance. You're going to see your retention of employees gets longer and longer. You're going to see productivity increase. And you're going to have a culture where people want to work with you. They want to work for you. They want to come in and do the work and serve your customers. Common one I'm seeing is, and this has happened in the last 3 or 4 years, is we're short-staffed. And so we need more people. I need you to work an extra, 10 or 15, 20 hours this week, and because we're short-staffed, and we wonder why our employees start to get disgruntled. But think of a situation. Let's say maybe you've got a sibling with a young child, and they ask you to babysit, and you're happy to do it. It's my niece and my nephew, but they keep asking more and more frequently, and you're starting to get resentful because, wait a minute, I'm giving up on my time to babysit your kid, but y'all two are getting to go out and have a good time all the time. That's exactly how your employees would feel if we're asking too much too often. Outside, and I want to be clear, this is outside of what the employment agreement that we originally agreed upon. If I asked you to work 40 hours, if I'm asking when we first hired you, and now I'm asking you to work 50 or 60 on a regular basis, we're crossed a line with that. So the good news is there's steps to get this good work balance. The first is, if you offer PTO benefits to your team, you should not be resentful when they ask to utilize it. In fact, you should encourage them to utilize their PTO, because the reality is everyone needs time to recharge. And when you let that person have that week off, they're going to come back energized, and they're going to be a much more productive employee. So look for the long-term gains and not just the short-term fix. And the second one is, don't ask your team to do anything that you're not willing to do yourself, because they notice that. Oh, you want me to come in and work an extra shift, yet you won't ever come and work the front counter when we're short-staffed. That's not going to be a loyal employee. That's not an employee that's going to work as hard as you work. And finally, when we are short-staffed or we have a planned PTO coming up, adjust and redistribute the critical tasks that we are able to keep things going. It may not be perfect. Some things may be backburnered, but the most critical things that you're able to redistribute the existing staff without having to ask people to work more hours than what you originally agreed upon. You do these 3 things, and you're going to be able to find your team is getting that good, healthy work-life balance. They're going to want to stay and work with you longer. You're going to see their productivity go up, and you're going to be creating a culture that people want to work for you, and they want to work with your customers. So there's a lot going on here. It's a lot more complicated than a 5-minute video can outline, but I'd be more than happy to sit down with anybody and create a strategic plan on how to achieve this. It's complimentary, no cost. All you got to do, schedule, if you're interested in that, schedule a discovery call with me. I'd love to talk with you.